We are here because of those that came before. Every day when I arrive at our UUFD offices in Bowman Hall, I am greeted by a picture right here of the original charter of the fellowship dated September 1967. It is signed by 15 of the founding members, and it reminds me that I am here because of them, that we are here because of those original seekers of truth, justice, and community. They gathered week after week in each other's homes, connecting in community and care, discovering and living the free and responsible search for truth and meaning, that universal message of Unitarian Universalism. They welcomed people into community and into our life-saving, life-affirming tradition of love and justice. The Charter is a powerful reminder of the history and commitment we inherit and the privilege it is to be stewards of their dream as it comes alive among us every day. We are here because of them, and they are the foundation on which we build, anchoring us in time and strengthening our future. I think of all the children woven into the fabric of our past, present, and future that make us who we are, that nourish us with creativity, that call us to honesty, that move from this sacred place to discover their own, fortified by our principles and values. Over the years, we count ourselves grateful for the ways in which children and youth have challenged us to do better and to be better. They are also the foundation of our community, our hope, our source of inspiration. We are here because of them. This week, as I prepared for this service, which feels so alive with possibility, I've been thinking about Reverend Katie and the dedicated ministry she brought to the fellowship, her role as teacher and spiritual leader, guiding the congregation towards the future with strength and vision of calling. It isn't easy being the first minister to a congregation. It is a steep and delicate journey. And Reverend Katie served you well, growing your imagination and providing a foundation for this shared ministry that cradles all of us in possibility. I am here because of her, and we are here because of them. Yesterday, quite by chance, at the Indivisible meeting, I met a man who shared with me that he was one of the original members of the congregation, the time when they met in each other's homes, and the happy memories he had of that time in his life. After thanking him for his story, I shared probably too enthusiastically, that we are now on the cusp of building a new building, and I hoped he would visit and celebrate with us. His story was an important reminder that the foundations of our community stretch out beyond our campus, fortifying our mission in the world. We are stronger than we realize, anchored into this sacred place by those who gave of themselves in every way imaginable. We are here because of those that came before. Hearing from Ken and Lois this morning, we remember that it took brave and dedicated people who held a vision, not just for Unitarian Universalism, but for the world, a world in which Unitarian Universalism thrives and flourishes. Ken and Lois are community builders everywhere they go. And they have contributed and built a legacy here in Durango. Ken and Lois, and I speak to them directly. I hope they are with us in Boston. Thank you for your message of inspiration and hope this morning, for reminding us how important it is to invest in our community, to be bold in our dreams and practical on the path of bringing those dreams to life. It is indeed downright remarkable. James Luther Adams, one of our theologians, described Unitarian Universalism as the priest and prophethood of all believers, because every single one of us, every single person participates in the crafting and building of our faith, contributing and adding on and expanding the prophetic imagination that propels us into the future. It is a sacred responsibility we share, an adventure of joy, care, endurance, and commitment. Finally, I think of all the chalices lit over the years. That first one, a tender spark, and each one that followed gently lighting the way, so we might arrive at this day where we rest and rejoice in an imagination for the future that includes generations of Unitarian Universalists beyond ourselves. We are breaking new ground, not just for today, but for tomorrow, and for all those seekers, all those justice-loving people that will follow us. Courageous seekers of hope, makers of meaning, lovers of life and beauty, in the struggle for justice, living in solidarity with the earth and all her peoples. As we pause to honor the past, let us celebrate all those who joined hearts and minds, their hopes and fears, to the promise of this beloved community. We are here because of them. We are here because of those that came before, and we are here at the cusp of this new dream because of you. May it be so. I have the great privilege of introducing our Building Engagement Task Force. Now, you get the theme. I was the past. So now we're going to look at the present, the scaffolding. Tom and Sheryl, co-chairs of the Building Engagement Task Force, they have been meeting, you might not know this, every week on Tuesday at 2:30, and then dedicating many hours throughout the week to these efforts to bring us to where we are today. Their dedication has faithfully led a team that includes Allison Anderson. Please rise as I say your name. Allison Anderson, Mary Oken, Deborah Lyken, and Sheryl Guy, through a building process that will hold much, if not most, of what we are hoping for.
I know you do. Do you want to go here? This is how we work together. Yeah, we're working on it.
I didn't look up the definition of scaffolding formally, but to me, a scaffold surrounds and supports the work of caring for and improving something, perhaps something important, significant, or precious. I think of both my visits to Falling Water, which is near my childhood home in Pennsylvania. Both times I went, I arrived and walked down the path to see that amazing masterpiece, and I saw it enveloped in scaffolding. Frank Lloyd Wright created a masterpiece, but he missed some things along the way in his initial design that over time showed up as problems and needed to be fixed. So it took a while and it took lots of money, but it's been restored. And you know, the same is true with the Notre Dame Cathedral, if you think about it. After that devastating fire, the whole country, in fact, many people in the world rallied. People cared, they donated. The planners, the artisans, the builders engaged. The scaffolds went up. Years of careful, dedicated craftsmanship took place. And the cathedral stands today more beautiful than ever, open and welcoming. Scaffolding can also be thought of as a framework upon which you build. It's a combination of many tools needed to build an important project. One of which is the scaffold itself, a strong, interconnected, locked-together matrix that provides a solid base on which the workers can ply their trade. The strength of the base of the scaffold allows work to take place well above the ground. You might not realize it, or maybe you do, but we have, over the years, built a pretty significant matrix of scaffolding on which we, too, can build.
So, what gives our scaffolding its strength and provides us the tools to build a new fellowship hall and upgrade our campus is you. The relationships, the talent, the money, the mission, and vision we have in our congregation right now. And that is why now is the time to build.
Wait, what year is it? Are we back in the present? I have the same clothes on. I have good news to share. But first, I want to assure you there is still plenty of time to turn in your pledge form. Or if you haven't yet turned in your pledge form, certainly to turn in your pledge form. If you've already turned in your pledge form, there's still plenty of time to supplement that pledge in the future. I have very encouraging news on the current balance of the capital campaign. But first, I'd like to recognize members of the combined campaign team and our sturdy cadre of visiting stewards. And it's a long list, but please stand up if you're with us today. Please stand up. Kathleen Adams, Elaine Collins, Allison Anderson, Lynn Griffith, Brenda Huffman, Sheryl Guy, Tom Miller, John Rademski, Jan Dahlquist, Lisa and Steve Govero, they were quite a team. Lisa McCory, Sherrod Beal, Werner Heber, Dan King, Carolyn Miller, John Schwob, Aline Schwob, Reverend Jamie, Carol Groger, and Susan Kuntz. At the Tuesday combined campaign meeting, I asked people at the end of the meeting if I had promised them that they would have some rewarding conversations as they did this high-touch campaign visiting everybody, and all the hands shot up. So I think it bodes well both for the present and the future. Anyway, when UU Stewardship Consultant Kay Kreider was with us in December, she suggested a range of $2.2 to $2.3 million could be achievable from this congregation. So already at $2.33 million, we've already exceeded the upper end of that range. And that doesn't include the pledge forms that were turned in today. It just includes the one that had been turned in previously. And it doesn't include pledge forms from the 10 to 15 households that we're still going to visit in the next couple of weeks. So thanks to everyone who's already submitted a pledge, and thanks in advance to those with whom we'll be visiting in the next couple of weeks. So that's great news. I think our aspirational goal of 2.5 or even more $1 million is within reach.